Hey, I bet we're live. It's Try Before We Die, the whiskey review show where we don't know what we're drinking, but we'll tell you what we're thinking. And I'm here with my pal Mal.
How's it going, Colin?
Is that like sand plaid? What's going on there?
Sand plaid? What is sand plaid?
I don't know. It's not a flannel, right?
This is all the way from Maui.
It's wowie.
Yes.
So, if this is your first time here, we have almost 500 bottles of single malt Scotch whiskey in this bar. What? Got something to say? And again, if this is your first time here, this is unplanned, unscripted. We use our random number generator, Randy.
Bluey.
Randy Blue?
Blue Randy.
Blue Randy, who will just tell us what bottle number we're opening from bottle number 1 all the way currently to bottle 480 in this bar.
I hope Flash is happy that you numbered them.
It was his idea. You're holding people up. You're holding me up from
am I doing
drink.
it?
Well, just with your chiming in.
I'm doing it right now.
This is proof that we don't plan this. Mal, what bottle are we drinking? Bottle number 7.
5.
It's like the price is right.
Well,
I said 7, right? At least my number came in. But if you do 7 minus 2,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
5. Okay, so bottle 279. So I'm going to go find that bottle in this bar. I think
you don't even worry.
I'm going to find a number close to it, and we'll go from there. I think it's in the snooker room, but at this point, I get lost. 279. Here we go. I'm just going to start up here. It's got to be this way. So my confusion was clear to me now is when I stepped off the bar, I looked right at bottle 379. But we're looking for 279. 43, 55, 67. If you're doing the math, we're adding 12. 67, 279 brings us right here to this Tamdhu. Now, this is part of their Batch Strength series of releases. And this is, and I wish we had a drum roll, but this is batch number 1. This is coming in at, I think it's 58.8% ABV. And this is a Speyside whiskey. Now, one of the things that I've seen people talk about Tamdhu is that they will say this is a whiskey that is directly providing, is Macallan still on their game? Because Tamdhu is on their game. Now, I've not had any of the batch strength releases, but I have had off camera, I believe, a 12-year-old bottle, which was really nice. So I look forward to joining Mal at the bar for a Speyside Tamdhu coming in at 58.8, batch number 1. Hey, Mal.
I thought you weren't coming back. I thought you just ran off.
I got detoured.
Okay.
You remember the hats people used to wear when they were hippies and kicking hacky sacks around?
What,
you know what they were called? Yeah.
All right.
We got a Tamdhu. Do you?
Tamdhu.
Yeah. But I stopped and made a detour on the way back to the bar, everybody. Because I just got confused for a second, because in the past we've opened a Tamdhu, and we opened the Tamdhu 10-year-old.
Yes.
Okay. And I remember just now talking about this Tamdhu, which is we're going to open today, Speyside Single Malt. And I said, something rings funny. And the Tamdhu 10-year-old, what's that say?
No.
There's not even an O in that word.
Highland,
right, which reminds us that what?
Because all Speysides can be Highlands, but not all Highlands can be Speysides.
Correct. And so it's up to the distillery what region they want to declare if they fall within the Highland region and physically are located within the boundaries of the Speyside region. So it seems as if this older bottling of Tamdhu, they were like, we're a Highland. But this newer bottling of Tamdhu, they're like, we're a Speyside. I grabbed something else too on the way back. We'll see if we get to it. So this is their, let's get it opened. Did you hear what I said about it?
So now this is actually really interesting that you said that.
As always, regardless of whether you can still get it or not, if the number comes up from Randy, we open it, whether it's a painful to the wallet or not, because try before we die is the purpose of this show. Why have it if you're not going to experience it? Go ahead.
Batch 1, right?
Batch number 1
Okay.
of their batch strengths, which essentially for me must mean cask strength because we're at 58.8.
And you also said this is the distiller that is giving the other big Speyside.
Some folks are saying that Tamdhu is giving Macallan a run for their money when it comes to the sherry game.
Okay. Which is the other big Speyside.
Sherry game, yeah.
So I wonder if that's why they switched.
Look at that lovely top.
You know what I really is, again, we're talking, this fluted bottle is freaking gorgeous. Did you get into this earlier and you just not let us know?
I did not. That was such a gentle release.
I was suppressed.
This is an auction win, everybody, shipped in from the UK.
It was like no sound whatsoever to that.
There's no room for air in this bottle either. It's a nice fill. One partial gurgle.
Yeah, it's like a little... Yeah, there was like no sound whatsoever from that.
It just fell right back into the bottle. All right, 58.8, batch strength, batch number 1, Tamdhu. I think Oloroso, let me just make sure, matured in sherry cask, natural color, which we would expect in terms of the circumstance of a batch numbered, a special edition. And I can't imagine that it's chill filtered either at this high ABV. Nothing on the back but the government warning. We have nothing else to go on. We've had this Tamdhu, which, if folks can see, is an amazingly different color. This is clearly not a sherry finished Tamdhu. Nope. It's as if we're in 2 different generations of Tamdhu here.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Very much so.
Right. So I'm going to dig into a little bit around ownership, if there was something that changed, because this is a much older labeling.
How older?
I'm guessing this is probably a 90s, early 2000s bottle.
Okay.
Yep. And this is in the last couple years. They're currently, I believe, up to batch 7 in their release series.
That in itself is very interesting. They moved this signature from Highland to Speyside. Mm-hmm. I find that interesting.
Right. And it could just be a marketing thing, right? Because Speyside is pretty well known in some of the big houses, True. Right? Right.
I know that's interesting.
Right. The Glenlivets, the Glenfiddichs, right? Exactly. I'm super excited for this because, I've had a Tamdhu before of this generation, but, I believe it's the 12-year-old, which was viscous and just wonderful. And actually, you weren't there. When we drank it in Scotland.
Yeah, whatever.
Did we tell you that in Scotland we changed the babysitter's name?
No.
Yeah, he's now the Valanche, which is the whiskey thief. Because I was requesting him to fill my glass as he was pouring the remnants of a Tom and Towel, a port cask. And he just filled his glass and drained the bottle and left my glass just hanging. So the Valanche, the whiskey thief.
I like that, the whiskey thief.
Which one do you want?
I don't really care.
All right.
Just the sheer fact that it's freaking, I'll take this one.
All right. So we know natural color. So let's just talk a little bit about this Tamdhu, batch number 1, 58.8, sherry, natural color. We're in a dark amber.
Yes.
For sure. We're
reddish.
We're not even in the middle classic amber. We're in dark amber. Burnt amber. We've got wonderful color here. We have a no age statement, so we don't know exactly how long, but we can feel pretty good at this natural color, this dark color. There has got to be some first fill sherry cask going on here. This isn't second or third refill. Just feels like this has to be a first fill sherry cask. Looking for legs?
And you have like none.
Right, I don't see them yet, but sometimes they take a minute.
This is taking a long time to.
Right.
There's like a little like some sort of breaking up right here,
I don't see it developing with you. Oh,
but it's like very, very.
I
very,
see some. So on the far side of your glass, I see some solo legs.
They're just starting to develop now,
Right.
but that took a while. So to go to your mouthfeel that you had of your other one that you tried, this sort of is going to sit and just coat.
I'm very hopeful of a wonderful mouthfeel experience and just a deep and dark, chocolatey, maybe a plum, maybe a raisin, something very dark experience is really what I'm hopeful for. But number one, I want a oily, rich mouthfeel.
All
right, nose?
Yep.
Woo!
Yeah. That's got some power to it. Right. Well, that was 3 this time. Yeah, there's like there's something there is just that's like smelling salts that you would get if you got like hit in a game.
Right.
And someone trying to get you going
Hold
again.
on, right, yeah.
Because that really, even now.
Wow. It's rich. It's dark.
Yeah, I can't even take a breath of this.
Still. I can't complete a full inhale.
Okay.
I've just done it.
But I still.
But it.
Nose are tingling.
Lots of effort to complete that inhale. It is very rich. It's
very
dark.
Almost a little bit too overpowering.
It's 58.8. We do have a new pipette, a new dropper, in case we want to try the water, but we're well ahead of ourselves right now.
There's something very rich.
And sweet. It's not sugary sweet, but it is rich and sweet. It is deep. This is a very deep nose. Plum. It's got to be a plum.
God, if it just wasn't tingling my nose every time.
Feel it every time.
I just have a very hard time targeting anything that was specific. But I want to say there's like this chocolate just sits there.
It really presents on the nose as like, look forward to the taste.
But it really is like, it's very hard to get a draw on this.
I feel like now it's relaxing. It's not as relaxed as it would be after 15 minutes or something like that, but it's dark, it's deep, it's rich, it's sweet, it's a plum. I don't disagree with you on the chocolatey aspect. I mean, my mouth is watering and looking forward to this.
There's definitely something there, and I can't really say I know what a plum smells or tastes like.
Okay, so I eat a lot of fresh fruit in season.
But there's definitely something, God, so inviting.
The thing that I'm going to ask Malcolm to consider is if he can bring himself back to is the Macallan Classic Cut 2017. Also an incredibly high ABV. And what I have seen, and one of the Facebook groups that we're members of is Scotch Addict. And one of the fellas there says that the Tamdhu is now I'm going to say it, is the Macallan killer.
Ooh.
Right? So really want to think about, how is this stacking up in that sense? But also, how is it standing alone? This is a deeply sherried Speyside whiskey. Though what's interesting is Macallan still advertises themselves as a Highland. So it's this funny world, Scotch whiskey, and it really has to come down to your palate. And are you ready to test your palate, Mal?
Yeah, there's something else.
All right, let's see what else we come up. Batch number 1 of the Tamdhu. 58.8. The way our glasses the resonant sound.
Like dung.
Dung. It's as if we have oil in our glasses. Do you, right?
Yeah, no, it was definitely a different sound.
Yeah. All right, let's find out what's happening here. Oh my gosh. 10W30, 10W40.
Yeah, that's a coating.
Right? I mean, that's a thick drink.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's got some...
That's got some meat on the bone.
Yeah, I almost like bit into it.
Our glasses, the noise they made when we toasted each other, it's relative to the liquid in this glass. This is thick whiskey.
And like I said, because of that almost biting into something, I completely lost track of what I was trying to do because I was so overwhelmed
right from the
by
beginning.
this feeling of like, this is like not overbearing, foreboding. This has got like this feeling to it. I'm like, wow, this just coated my entire mouth.
It was biting into, from the moment it got into the mouth, it was so thick.
But a lot smoother than I gave it credit at 58.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost like you get this self, I'll be okay because of this mouthfeel that coats and just envelops your mouth. And then all of a sudden it's almost like someone starts up the engine. And then I got this like funnel of heat that just ran to about here.
It's
Not down, it just ran to about here, and then it just expanded. And now it's gone.
It is chocolatey. It is deep, dark purple fruit. It is oily. And it's not punching you in the face at 58.8. It's not medicinal. It's not a hoo doggy. It's a hoo doggy on your first 5 nosings, but once it's in your mouth, it's not a hoo doggy. It's a, oh boy. This is really good, Malcolm.
You know what it sort of reminds me of?
No.
It's my anniversary drink, and we've managed to polish off a bottle here too. It reminds me of this, but ratcheted up.
So Mal references the Glenmorangie Signet as his anniversary drink. I just happen to have a Glenmorangie labeled.
But it ratchets it up.
Right.
It's much more powerful. It's got a much more powerful feel to it.
And not nearly as chocolatey as the Signet.
No, but it has that same feel. I have the same feel I get when I drink the Signet that I have with this.
It is a deep whiskey.
Yes.
So Mal,
No.
it turns out
what is that? Do I have a wound? Is there a wound?
Yes.
Am I bleeding somewhere?
I'd like Malcolm to just, remember that he didn't go to Scotland because he thought that we meant meet us at the bar. When we said,
that's what it sounded like.
Meet us at the distillery. But I brought back some Scottish chocolate that has been infused with a little bit of whiskey. So I don't think that we know which distillery. Do you have a wheat or a nut allergy now?
No.
Good.
Well, we're going to find out in a second.
We're going to find out. So this is a dram of whiskey, dark chocolate, rich dark chocolate with a dash of whiskey. Feels like this is the right match for what we have. This is a different chocolate than we usually eat.
Something fruity about it, like banana.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Can you just give me a high five? Wow is right. This Tamdhu by itself is a wow. This Tamdhu with this chocolate remains a wow. Wow.
You know what truly sets this in an expression that if you get to try it, with this chocolate. There's such a good exposure to the drink itself.
Do you dare?
Yeah, a little bit more, please. But when you get that chocolate in, that chocolate melts, and it's not the type of, especially if you're an American, it's not the type of chocolate that you would be used to.
It's not a milk chocolate.
Nope.
Yeah.
It has this flavoring that just starts to melt. And what made it so good was you get this rush of the drink. Then you get this mixture with the chocolate. And I got lucky enough, I had to finish with the chocolate, which sort of eased the whole thing down. Eased it right down through me. Like I didn't even know it was it's a 58. I didn't even, whatever.
No, and you know, the way the chocolate, if you do it right, lingers around your teeth.
Correct.
And your molars, and so you can still, you know, tongue out a little bit more of it. It really good. This chocolate bar, by the way, 5.5 pounds. Almost an $8 chocolate bar.
Oh, when you said like 5.5 pounds of weight, I'm like, good Lord.
You know what that reminds me of?
Your wallet.
It reminds me of, listen, we played for them last time, and we played for you this time. Whoever can eat a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup the fastest. But that's a story for a different time. Wow. This Tamdhu, batch number 1, 58.8. Natural color, must be non-chill filtered. Gene, Siskel and Ebert?
But what I would like to just touch on before we tie this up is what amazes me. Those days when we have all the accoutrements and stuff like that, what amazes me is how these accoutrements really set off these drinks. It blows my mind that you could just add, just take this, try this with it.
Well, so on the way back, I got lost because of the old Tamdhu. I wanted to just show the difference and the regions. And then I was like, oh, you know, maybe some chocolate. And I was going in to grab some African chocolate that I have somewhere around here. And I had forgotten completely about this Scottish chocolate. But what a wonderful pairing. Quirky chocolate, by the way, quirky. Get yourself a bottle. Let's see what the crew has for us as we just continue to enjoy this Tamdhu. I want you to say this one.
I think I should say the first part and you say the second
No,
part.
I want you to say the whole thing because Mal, I love you.
Health to those I love. Wealth to those who love me. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah. The wealth is in our friendship. Wow.
It is 10W30. It is an oil. It is thick. It is viscous. It is chocolatey. It is dark fruit. It is a fantastic whiskey. And oh my gosh, I have no regrets in opening this bottle regardless of its availability.
It is tasty.
Yeah.
With a bearded man and a British guy.